Hey everyone, this is video two. So this one's going to be about a trip to the Outer Banks that we took in November of this year. We stay in a section that requires four-wheel drive to get there, or recommends four-wheel drive to get there. It's in the sand, you got to drive on the sand, you got to cross a dune to get to your house. You're staying on the beach, so if you really like that, it's a great place to be. It's called Corolla Beach, or the town of Corolla, North Carolina. It's a really fun place to just hang out, relax. Everybody's super friendly. If you're not familiar with off-roading, it's not hard to get in there to actually get comfortable and get your feet under you with driving on the sand. It's different, obviously, than driving on pavement or even in snow. It's pretty close to driving in deep snow, but it's not bad at all. So nothing to be intimidated by. But it is actually really fun. The videos really just don't do how steep or rough some of the sand dunes are, but none of them are crazy or anything. So it's the right amount of fun. You do need to air down your tires. It's something I'll talk about a little bit later in the video. This video should be short. I'm going to try to keep it mostly about the car stuff, but I'll also show you a little bit of what we'll see there. Now, I had been to the Outer Banks a couple of times. The first time was for a wedding, which was really awesome. I was driving a 2005 Toyota 4Runner V8. I had done FJ Cruiser coils and Bilstein 5100 shocks in it, and it performed awesome. It was really, really good. Skated over the top of the sand, no issues whatsoever. The last time we went, I took a 2011 Toyota 4Runner Limited stock with just highway tires on it. It really did well too, did surprisingly well too, but we ended up damaging a couple of the tires, having to run the low pressure, and some of the rutted out areas were pretty rough, and did some sidewall damage. So this time I'd been looking for a new daily driver, decided to pick up a large four-wheel drive. So it's a 2003 Chevy Suburban 2500. You may have seen it in the background of the first video. I'll do a video later on that kind of covers the whole thing and everything I've done to it so far. I picked it up in September and really slammed a bunch of stuff in it to make the drive nicer. It came with big tires on it. It was my first time driving on the sand in a big vehicle, and in a vehicle with 10-ply tires, which is a very different experience than your typical 3-ply all-terrain tire like I've had on other vehicles before. It worked really well once I figured it out, though. So really was excited about how it performed, and made the drive down really comfortable. So it was good. One of the major reasons to go, and that we go where we go, is for the wild horses. There are wild horses that have been on Corolla Beach and in Corolla for a very long time. They walk right up to your house. You can drive around and see them, kind of like you'd see deer or moose if you're up north like we are. It's a really neat experience if you've never seen wild horses. I grew up around horses, but not wild ones, and it's really cool to see them. You don't go near them, you don't pet them, you don't feed them. That actually can harm them, but it's really neat. And there's an organization there called I'm sorry, I've got to look to make sure I get the right name, Corolla Wild Horse Fund. They do a lot as far as tracking and trying to do their best to keep the population healthy and stable, and educate people on why they're there, why they got there, how they got there, and how to cohabitate with them in the area. There are locals that live out on the beach, and they really look at the horses as, for the most part, kind of a treasure of the area, and they're very protective over the horses. I'll put a link to the Corolla Wild Horse Fund if you want to learn more. I'll put a link in the description. That way you can read about it yourself and support them if you choose to. One of the things we did this year was rent a dune buggy. We got it from Good Vibrations Beach Rides, which was a really good experience. The owner is a really good guy. He was super interesting, really knew his stuff when it came to these Volkswagens. They're all Volkswagen-based rides, and they're highly customized and very well built. So really good experience with that. Really enjoyed that. I'd never driven a dune buggy before, or anything even like a dune buggy before, besides maybe a side-by-side or something. But these ran great. Fully built motors, big cams in it, all manual transmission. The one I drove was a bus transmission, so it was really big spacing between the gears, but because the engine was fully built, you could really kind of rev it out, and it did well. I had to drive about 45 minutes or so from where I picked it up down to the beach, and it even did okay on the road. I mean, I didn't go over 50 miles an hour. I don't think I would go over 50 miles an hour on the pavement. It's just not really designed for that. But it was super fun on the beach. Two-wheel drive, and really had no problem getting over the dunes. I fully expected to get buried getting it back into the house we stayed at, because the sand was pretty soft and deep, and it was pretty steep, both going in and coming out. But it really did great. I only got it stuck once, and that's because I had to stop on a hill. I was able to back out of it, so no real problems there. It was smoother over the rutted out areas than the Suburban was by far. Like I said, fully built engines, big cams. I can't remember what the cams are, but if anybody's interested, I can find out. The suspension was a king suspension all the way around, long travel, fully caged, 4-point harnesses. It was an awesome experience. I'm a big guy. I still fit in it. We had a Volkswagen thing, so it had 4 seats for, with harnesses, so 4 safe seats. I'm going to end the video off with just a couple of clips of the Suburban going over the dunes. I've already posted them on my YouTube, but I figured I'd throw them in this video too, since I did talk about the Suburban in this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this, share it, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment maybe. Tell me if you don't enjoy it. That's the only way I'm going to get better. I'm working on this video editing and making videos thing. It'll get better as time goes on. Thanks a lot.